Hello divas and dollies, welcome back or welcome to a new video. If you are new here, as you can see, I've got the Vamptastic scooter, Draculaura, and Count Fabulous. I didn't exactly think that I was going to be ending up with this doll because I don't typically get Monster High dolls that come with playsets because they're usually like above $30 and whatnot, and I just like simply don't care for that sometimes. But I was at Ross recently and I found these for basically like just $20, and I thought that that was a very good price and like a very great deal because you literally get Miss Draculaura herself, Miss Count Fabulous, and this incredibly kind of like Draculaura coated like Vespa looking scooter. And I really like that. I'm trying to get more into like doll play sets and like doll vehicles and whatnot because I think that they just like simply make the hobby like more fun, and like it's fun to pose them in them, it's fun to pose them and like play with them in their little cars and vehicles and play sets and whatnot. So yeah, as you can see, we just have the Monster High logo on the side right there, as well as Draculaura and Count Fabulous's little box art. And we've got the window into basically everything that she comes with, which is just Count Fabulous, the sunglasses, the little Vespa scooter type thing, and her little helmet. I'm not entirely sure if that hair is saran or polypropylene, but we will be finding out when I get her out anyways. And as you can see here, she kind of has this like multicolored background. It's not really a rainbow, but low-key it's kind of like multicolored that way anyways. And we just have a whole bunch of clip art. We got these little shoes that she seems to be wearing right here. Count Fabulous. Little helmets and sunglasses and like lightning bolts and whatnot, and just like a whole bunch of other Draculaura iconography right there. And that little logo with the Mattel logo right there on the side. And when we go to the side of the box, we just have more of this little clip art and the contents on basically what is supposed to come with everything and whatnot. Then we move on to the back and we just have the stock photo of Miss Draculaura herself and Count Fabulous being a diva. I really do like the mold of this scooter. It looks almost like, it's almost kind of giving like Sweet 1600 vibes to me. Slash like that new like Draculaura birthday party like doll line that they released. I don't know why I'm blanking out on the line right now, but it's the one that Cupid released in. But it just says a vroom vroom right over here, with a little text that says, "The clock has struck midnight and Draculaura is all revved up for an adventure on the Vamptastic scooter. Her wicked cool ride not only drips batitude, but has a basket so that Count Fabulous can come along too. It's time for these bewitching bikers to hit the road and motor to the mall." Love this diva. She's definitely going to the cemetery, doing witchcraft, all of the above really, but yeah. Here we just have the quick little pan on the front of the box and back again. There isn't really any more text besides the fact that you can sit Count Fabulous in his basket, and that seems to be a very, very prominent feature of this release. But like, yeah, vehicle does not move on its own, obviously. Yeah, and the next clip, this diva is just going to be out of the box. Here we've got our little vampy diva Draculaura out of her box, as well as her scooter and Count Fabulous. I'm gonna start off with Draculaura over here before we move on to the grand masterpiece, her scooter right over here. Starting off with the tippy top of her head, she's just got on this very interesting looking helmet. It's kind of this like cherry pink, like magenta tone, and it's got the Generation 1 Draculaura skelett on it, with a little dripping like bleeding heart, and this kind of like bat webbing, like spider webbing on top of it, and it's like all molded on. And we just have more hearts on the side, as well as the little straps to put them on. And her ponytail, that is saran, might I add, comes all the way up at the top like this, and like goes out at the top of her helmet, I think. Let me go ahead and show y'all the full 360. You can clip it in right here at the back, as well as right here up at the front. And I'm not entirely sure if you're going to be able to see her face too clearly, but she's basically got on her like regularly like, I guess bold, like feathered out arched eyebrows. Her face is definitely pixelated for sure. But I guess I can't complain too much because she came with a scooter and is basically a doll with a playset. We kind of just have on this very light pink shade on her lid, as well as this very dark hot pink shade on her outer lid. And she's got on this kind of double-winged eyeliner. And she's got on mascaraed up top and bottom lashes, as well as a little heart that says 13 right on there. And as you can see, she's just got her little vampire fangs. And I believe she's got on the lightest amount of like pink blush, if I'm not mistaken. And as you can see here, the outer pink eyeshadow on her eyes kind of forms this little like shape right here. Not entirely sure what it's supposed to be, but it's definitely supposed to be something, I guess. And her lipstick is just this very light shade of pink, very one-tone, really. And her outfit isn't exactly that like interesting, to be quite honest. I do wish that maybe they had decided to go with like, I don't know, maybe like a different kind of biker-inspired outfit, or just like maybe added like another layer or something. I feel like they could have given her like a long black trench coat and that would have looked really nice, or like maybe like a satin like moto jacket or whatever. But I will say for the print that's on it, it does look really nice in my opinion. It's got multiple fabrics, if you can believe it. We just have this little mesh sleeves right here that are in black, and it just says 13 right up over here. And we just have this little checkered heart pattern in like a little black and pink. And she's got these little molded on gloves that have these little molded on hearts with spider webs on them and all these other little intricate details. And she does have the standard like articulation, so she does not have articulation right at the chest and like rib cage or whatever. She just moves the same way all of the standard Generation 1 Monster High dolls move. And as we move on to her little boots right over here, she just seems to have these very chunky looking combat boots. And they've got on these chunky hearts on them, molded on laces, molded on like belt buckle and whatnot. And they just have like coffins at the bottom for like extra added detail, I guess. And then the soles, I think, are like regular and whatnot, and they have regular details on them. I think these would look better if I went out of my way to like paint them, and like the laces and whatnot, and like add maybe little silver details and whatnot. Same thing with the gloves, but I'm not going to be complaining too much because obviously the entire budget went to this diva right over here, the scooter. Only other thing Miss Drac came with was these little like drippy transparent purple sunglasses. And now that we have looked at Miss Draculaura over here, we're going to be moving on to Mr. Count Fabulous and this very, very impressive looking vampy scooter. And if I don't like describe all the details like very well, I do apologize. I feel like this particular piece has like a lot of molded on details that even I might miss upon first glance, so you're welcome to share more of the details you see in the comments, really, because I'm a little blind sometimes, really. Starting off with Mr. Count Fabulous over here, we just have him in like another little figure with this little helmet on with a bow, and it's kind of got the same like little details and I guess moldings that like Miss Draculaura's helmet has. And he's just got this like little smile with these kind of like purplish eyes that I think have little heart catch lights in them, if I'm not mistaken. And he's just got on these like little molded on like ruffles or whatever for his like neck piece. And he's just got this little like ombre pink like gradient thing going on with his wings. And he's just molded sitting down like this, so you can put him in the back of Draculaura's little scooter and scoot him around. Moving on to the front of this piece really quickly, it's just got this like transparent like purple looking headlight thing at the front of it, shaped in like a little heart with like another one on top of it. And she's got these little bat wings right at the top of her little like steering wheel and handles and whatnot, or not steering wheel, but steering handles, I guess. And here we just got these little like spider web handlebars, and they're little like molded on like brakes and whatnot. And we just have this kind of like drippy icing like black spider web looking thing and design, I mean, at the front of it. And like the base of it is just like this very, very nice pink tone. And it's got the Generation 1 Skelett on it, which is very cute. I love to see it being used in this way, honestly. And we just have this little like blackguard at the top of the hot pink wheels. And in the little rims of the wheels, we just have this little hot pink Skelett. Not entirely sure if my flash is gonna allow for like a lot of detail to be seen. Let's see. It's just got these little like skeleton clasp hands with the regular Monster High Skelett. And in the like little rims, it's just like this little spiderweb pattern. Go ahead and turn that flash on once again. And you just have little like moldings at like the bottom of like the tire and whatnot. And we have the little spiderweb kickstand to just be able to like stand it up like so. And then as we move to like the little outer part of it all, this like little back bumper guard, like side guard, whatever it is, has this little spiderweb design on it. And it's also got this giant bat wing. It's got the same giant bat wing on the other side, I guess for like extra decoration and whatnot. And when you move on to the back of it, you just have little like molded like icing little details on it and like swirls and this like giant heart, as well as the coffin shaped license plate that says Vamp. She is such a diva, really. Just a pink and black diva. We also have this little like back like little basket carriage like carrier for Mr. Count Fabulous himself, and it just looks quilted on like the interior. And then we just have these little like other little swirls at the bottom. We move on to the other side and we just have the same little like batwing design and like spider webbing like right over here. And moving on to the little internal part of it, as you can see, we just like have all the little like speedometer stuff and like her gas and like her blinkers and whatnot, and all these little extra buttons that are in the shape of like a little Skelett, a heart with fangs, and like a lightning bolt. And the internal of this seems to have this kind of like spine detail with like spider webs on it and like other little swirlies and this like very nice pink shade, as well as her seat being ultra quilted and very cunty looking. It's just got this little vintage looking like seat cover and whatnot. Very, very cutesy, and I do love the detail of this overall. And you are able to like steer this to make it look like she's actually driving it and whatnot. Just stand Mr. Fabulous up really quickly. But yeah, that's basically all for the kind of like Vespa Vampy scooter that they like packaged with this doll. I'm gonna be removing her helmet pretty soon just so you can see like an accurate like detailed look of her face really. But she's basically just a very standard like basic G3 Draculaura. As basic as they can get, really. I'm just very glad that I was able to get this playset for $19.99 and not the $34.99 or like, you know, whatever the hell it retailed for before, because I do think that this outfit is like maybe a little bit lacking in terms of like extra detail, but I guess I can excuse that for the fact that literally the whole budget went to this giant piece right over here. And if you can already tell, she's just got these little pink streaks in her black hair and this like very high ponytail. And yeah, she's absolutely giving, and like I really hope that my camera can like pick up on like all of the finer little details and like on her color and whatnot. But I do really like the way that this doll is designed, especially her vampy scooter right there. Hey y'all, I'm just gonna do a quick little like camera pan on like her hair. It's a nice, very silky soft saran at least. And as I said before, it's just got a base of black hair with these like pink streaks in it. And she's just got this little widow's peak. But I just wanted to point out the obvious like lack of quality control in terms of like hair rooting at Mattel sometimes. I pulled out this like knotted up, twisted up, like overly mangled and like cantankerous piece of hair that I just literally had to cut out of like her ponytail, like the inner part of it. Thankfully that was like the only part that was like really that mangled and like really like a factory error, but like I've seen a lot of other people posting more about like just this like really like I don't know, just like annoying ass like rooting malfunction or whatever the hell. I don't know why Mattel like has worsened in quality control over time, but I've even seen it on like some Barbie fashionistas that I've gotten before. I'll have to like cut out like chunks of their hair that are literally matted and like knotted up like straight out of the box, new as hell. So I definitely wanted to put this in so that y'all could keep that into account when shopping for like G3 Monster High or whatever. Like, this thing is the most knotted up, twisted up piece of like new saran hair that like I literally had to go ahead and like chop from like the inner like midsection of this ponytail, and like I didn't have to like chop it all the way down to like the hairband or scalp, obviously, and like I'm going to be keeping this doll with her signature ponytail anyways, but like still really wanted to go ahead and point that out because like what the fuck, Mattel? Like, why? Y'all have all the money to do all this extra shit and cut all these corners, but this is what you will like put out and like try to claim as like ideal quality and like swell, you know what I mean? Like, get over your fucking selves and let's go ahead and try to do better with quality control, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the bare minimum, honestly. But yeah. Hello, divas. So her hair type has honestly confused me like ever since I got her out of the box, but I feel like I've come to the conclusion that it is just a very high-grade polypropylene. I guess which kind of explains the like rooting malfunction and like why it just like spiraled so out of control and like I guess created such like a long giant twist in her hair, but like I was really confused for a sec, but I think this is just a really like high-grade polypropylene. I feel like they might have even used the same polypropylene on one of the Skulltimate Secrets dolls. I think the Neon Draculaura or whatever, but yeah, my bad for saying that it was saran the whole video. This is just a very well-treated, high-grade polypropylene. I do still like this doll regardless of the quality control error, but like, yeah, that's definitely something to be keeping like in consideration whenever you're like shopping for these divas. But yeah, hope y'all like this little video and I will see you in the next one. Bye, divas.